Yochanan, chapter 9. As he passed by, he saw a man blind from birth. His Talmidim asked him, "Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?" Yeshua answered, "Neither did this man sin nor his parents, but that the works of Elohim might be revealed in him. I must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. The night is coming, when no one can work. While I am in the world, I am the light of the world." When he had said this, he spat on the ground, made mud with the saliva, anointed the blind man's eyes with the mud, and said to him, "Go, wash in the pool of Shiloach," which means sent. So he went away, washed, and came back, seeing. The neighbors, therefore, and those who saw that he was blind before, said, "Isn't this he who sat and begged?" Others were saying, "It is he." Still others were saying, "He looks like him." He said, "I am he." They therefore were asking him, "How were your eyes opened?" He answered, "A man called Yeshua made mud, anointed my eyes, and said to me, 'Go to the pool of Shiloach and wash.' So I went away and washed, and I received sight." Then they asked him, "Where is he?" He said, "I don't know." They brought him who had been blind to the Perushim. It was a Shabbat when Yeshua made the mud and opened his eyes. Again, therefore, the Perushim also asked him how he received his sight. He said to them, "He put mud on my eyes. I washed, and I see." Some, therefore, of the Perushim said, "This man is not from Elohim, because he doesn't keep Shabbat." Others said, "How can a man who is a sinner do such signs?" There was division among them. Therefore they asked the blind man again, "What do you say about him, because he opened your eyes?" He said, "He is a prophet." The Yehudim therefore did not believe concerning him that he had been blind and had received his sight, until they called the parents of him who had received his sight, and asked them, "Is this your son, whom you say was born blind? How then does he now see?" His parents answered them, "We know that this is our son, and that he was born blind. But how he now sees we don't know, or who opened his eyes we don't know. He is of age. Ask him. He will speak for himself." His parents said these things because they feared the Yehudim, for the Yehudim had already agreed that if any man would confess him as the Mashiach, he would be put out of the Beit HaKnesset. Therefore his parents said, "He is of age. Ask him." So they called the man who was blind a second time, and said to him, "Give glory to Elohim. We know that this man is a sinner." He therefore answered, "I don't know if he is a sinner. One thing I do know, that though I was blind, now I see." They said to him again, "What did he do to you? How did he open your eyes?" He answered them, "I told you already, and you didn't listen. Why do you want to hear it again? You don't also want to become his Talmidim, do you?" They insulted him and said, "You are his Talmid, but we are Talmidim of Moshe. We know that Elohim has spoken to Moshe. But as for this man, we don't know where he comes from." The man answered them, "How amazing! You don't know where he comes from, yet he opened my eyes. We know that Elohim doesn't listen to sinners, but if anyone is a worshipper of Elohim and does his will, he listens to him. Since the world began, it has never been heard of that anyone opened the eyes of someone born blind. If this man were not from Elohim, he could do nothing." They answered him, "You were altogether born in sins, and do you teach us?" They threw him out. Yeshua heard that they had thrown him out, and finding him, he said, "Do you believe in the Son of Elohim?" He answered, "Who is he, Adoni, that I may believe in him?" Yeshua said to him, "You have both seen him, and it is he who speaks with you." He said, "Adoni, I believe," and he worshipped him. Yeshua said, "I came into this world for judgment, that those who don't see may see, and that those who see may become blind." Those of the Perushim who were with him heard these things, and said to him, "Are we also blind?" Yeshua said to them, "If you were blind, you would have no sin. But now you say, 'We see.' Therefore your sin remains."